Welcome back. You're still watching Starting Point with me, Sesko Satrio and Aisha Fabian. And as we said
Yes.
earlier, that we will have a talk, something interesting and maybe something new for us. For
Yep.
me personally, it's about AI.
Yeah, so we are still human now.
Of course.
And we are now going to welcome a distinguished guest.
Of course.
And
Our guest for
someone
this
from
morning.
the AI industry.
Yep.
Not Alexander Wang.
Okay.
but we have Tora Sinaga, the marketing manager from RNW Media, a Netherlands-based international media development organization. And we are going to talk about AI for journalists, ethics, innovation, and integrity in the digital era. Good morning,
Good
Tora.
morning, Mas
Good morning.
Tora.
Good morning,
Thank you
Mas
for
Sisko.
your time, for being here with us.
Of course,
it's
it's a pleasure.
it's an exciting thing to talk about this morning about AI.
Because artificial intelligence has been the talk of the town globally, from our generation to the younger ones, even the older ones as well. And how are we going to face that change? And before we start, maybe you can also introduce yourself, introduce to us what is RNW Media and how it involvement in this AI industry.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Tora Sinaga. I'm marketing manager for RNW Media. Maybe I can also introduce our organization first. Well, RNW Media, as you have stated before, it's an international media development organization based in Haarlem in the Netherlands. And yeah, we believe in an open societies powered by digital media. Our work focus on dedicated to harnessing the power of independent digital media to uphold human rights and also advance the public good. We work focus on the defending media and also internet freedom, and also to support and ensure every individual have the right to access information and also express themselves freely. Last year, we actually worked with over more 40 countries across Europe, Africa, Middle East, and also Asia, including Indonesia. Basically, we work through partnership, membership, and also funders. Some of the funders and partnership that I can remember, or I can also share here, is basically one of them, probably our partnership with the Ministry of Van Buitenlandse Zaken, or basically in English, it's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Netherlands. One of the key programs that we have with them is Right Here Right Now, too, which is also have a program in Indonesia, and also Mas Taruna program. We also have partnership with National Postcode Lottery, where we basically focus on digital transformation and also AI for good. Swedish International Development Agency, NAFIC, which basically supported our RNTC Media Training Center. And yeah, we also work together with Dutch embassies in various countries. As I have stated before, we also work together with membership. So we are also part of the Media Freedom Coalition, a coalition that focus on advocating media freedom globally, and also the Inclusive AI Consortium that basically focus on co-designing inclusive and sustainable AI tools, particularly for the communities in the global south. So yeah, we actually work and implement AI ethically in our organization, in our everyday work, and we also work together with our local media partners, organization that we work together and introducing AI, how they can use AI ethically, while also use AI effectively.
So yeah, it's interesting to know that RNW Media is a well-known, globally media that supports media's independent journalists. But how does RNW Media support independent journalists globally?
We actually do so many things. For example, I can share some. For example, as I have mentioned before, we have a program called Mas Taruna. Maybe I need to read some because we are speaking about data. So basically through our program Mas Taruna in Lebanon, we train youth and also journalists in ethical AI and sexual reproductive health right, where basically they can also do some advocacy through storytelling. So basically for this, we also, with the team there, we actively encounters AI-driven disinformation and promote human rights in digital media. Because when we talk about like AI, there is some things that also help us making the content easier, but making content easier also make it risk for like so many this small information spread it through the either social media or like digital platform. From right now, in Bangladesh, we also ran a high-impact AI-generated campaign where we reach diverse audiences and build internal capacity of ethical AI that used across the organization and also its partners. And also, I have stated before that RNW Media also have like RNTC Training Center, where basically we equip journalists, vloggers, bloggers, or like digital media makers with specific skills on like digital media, storytelling, and AI. And one of the things that also we see with the shifting that happens in AI is the digital media leadership. Right now, we have our NTC on tour that will be based and like run in Kenya for the first time.
Okay.
And we will explain about like how they can use a digital media campaign for social change and also touch base on the digital media leadership aspect. Next year, probably the RNTC on tour will come to Indonesia, so we will keep you updated about it.
Okay,
oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
We would love to come and
Of course.
learn more about AI through RNW Media, because we've heard the success stories from what you just mentioned us, and it's everywhere in the world. And we can consider that as a success story, right? And can you also share with us some other success stories that might be closer to our life or us as journalists?
Yeah, of course. Some of the success stories that maybe I can remember or like I would love to highlight is from our partners, maybe in the Middle East area and MENA area, through our Masterona program, where we work with organization called Rasif and Hikaya, where we lead community-based AI journalism grounded in people's daily life. So they actually created a content, localized content that relate to people daily life, and like the impact is very high because like many people actually very engaged because first it's very effective using AI, but it is also localized, so people actually connect to the stories. And the second one, I think, when we talk about like AI right now, the main discussion is how we can create a policy that actually protect journalists and also the people who use AI. That's one thing that also we want to highlight. And right now, last year in Kenya, our partnership right now with Nairobi's a local organization in Kenya, actually have catalyzed the digital infrastructure and policy integration under their local government and also in the organization. So it's really nice to see that our partners in various countries actually try to advance and participate in the AI policy to protect not only journalists but also media makers, because like when we talk about like AI and the ethical issue about it, everyone can be at risk, right? So
so it's also more like community based as well.
Because like one of the value that we emphasize in our work as organization is co-creation and data driven. So co-creation means that we co-create all of the solution that fit with our partners' needs together. So not only us, not from our perspective only as an organization, but also their perspective as a local organization, because of course they know better than us.
And we've been informed from the RNW Media reports in 2024 that RNW Media focus on the media viability, protecting the information integrity, and integrating cross-cutting themes like AI and gender. What's the focus of RNW Media this year?
I mean, like as you have stated before, so right now or like this year, basically our focus is those two topics, because like basically we believe that our approach to media development is based on the sustainable and independent media information ecosystem, so we can build like an open and inclusive society. And right now our strategy is centered on those two pillars, basically media viability and information integrity. And for this, we work closely with our partners to bring this topic. And right now, we are building our portfolio on those topics. From last year, at least, we work together with some of the local partners through like various events like Digital Media Impact Summit or like various campaigns that we conduct together. As you have stated before, the intersectional topic that we also still focus on beside those two topics are like gender and also artificial intelligence, because let's be honest, I mean like AI is here and we cannot escape it, so might as well just step in and like focus on that as well.
Yes, we better be friends with AI.
AI is not the enemy.
Not making them the enemy. Okay, so like you've told us the stories, the success stories as well with various partners around the world.
Yeah.
Do they connect with each other as well, or is
Yes.
that one of your goal too? One of your agenda in RNW Media, or one of your focus as well?
Yes. So we also want to convene all of the journalists, media makers, and also everyone who have like interest on like digital media and AI. So as I have mentioned before, last year we actually conducted the event called Digital Media Impact Summit, which is basically joined by 88. Let me check. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But yeah, I think it's around like 88 media makers and also journalists joined. And also local organization from 34 countries, and we convene them and we invite them to talk and discuss about like how we can use AI ethically, how they can integrate AI in their work and everything. And after that event, we also have created a community. It's called Define, where basically people can join and they can share their thought, they can share their achievement, they can share their challenges, and that's the point of our organization. We believe in co-creation and convening people so we can actually build like a inclusive and open societies together. So yeah, if people want to join, we really we will be very happy if you want to join our community. It's called Define. You can go to our website later.
Okay.
Okay. You can check it out later.
Divine. The name is Divine.
Divine.
Okay, Divine. Okay. Well, AI is something new. I believe that all of our viewers, our at home there, also felt the same. And there's something called the Haarlem Declaration in this environment. Can you tell us more about that? Because it emphasizes, if I'm not mistaken, it emphasizes transparency, ethical data practices, safeguarding information integrity, and so on. So please tell us more to make us know more also about this AI.
So basically, as I have stated before, last year we had the Digital Media Impact Summit, and Haarlem Declaration is one of the result of this Digital Media Impact Summit. After we convened these media makers, journalists globally there, and they actually experience and discuss about like AI, and then we have this thought or like, oh, we actually need to make something out of this, and this is when Haarlem Declaration is come. So it's actually come after the Digital Media Impact Summit. Haarlem Declaration is basically a global commitment to the ethical use of AI in digital media. And in here we focus on that AI should be applied ethically, but also to notice that why it matters. As you have stated before, I think you also done a pretty well good research. The declaration outlines 6 core principles, basically transparency and explainability. We need to ensure users, or like people like us who use AI, know when and how AI is being used. For example, for us, if we are doing some research or like we design something with AI, as organization, we will also state it that, for example, some of the image for this report or like some of the image for this visual are like generated using AI. That is part of our responsibility to ensure that users or like people who access information that we provided also are aware that we use AI in our work. Because just like we said, AI is here and like we just need to be friends and make the best out of it, right? We also need to understand about like the ethical data practices because one of the topic that focus on AI is safeguarding data privacy and informed consent, because maybe you also read some news from other technology company before that they will use our data on the platform that they provided to train their machine to create more compelling data so they can generate more visuals or like anything from their AI produce. Information integrity, basically embedding fact-checking protocols for AI-generated content. So, for example, we also have like participate in, I forgot, but it's from initiative from Adobe, where basically when one photo is used, we can actually trace the source of the photo, so people will understand the context. And because sometimes, like you're also working in the media, right? One picture can be deceived or used wrongly by unresponsible people. And of course, one of the things that we understand in AI, one of the challenge is bias. Because maybe we can also step into the gender topic, because most of the people behind the AI currently at least is very male-centric. So some of the information is also might be biased, not only for, let's say, women, also underrepresented communities. So yeah, we can also need to ask the technology company to be responsible about it. And human-centered approach, basically maintaining human oversight in editorial process. Right now we can see mostly all of the people can produce news, but is it actually correct? Is it actually who supervised that? Because like you are working in the media. When we want to publish something, we need to approve from the editor on like everything, right? So we really still need to involve like human participation when we want to produce AI related content. And of course, when we talk about like AI, maybe you also read some news 2 weeks or like 3 weeks ago that basically saying thank you or like please to ChatGPT
is costing them more or something?
Yes. So sometimes it feels like, should we say, I mean like of course it's human nature to be nice.
Yes.
But like apparently the cost that we need to pay with AI is, it's actually cost with the environmental issue. So we also need to be aware that how we can reduce the AI ecological footprint. So that's the 6th topic that we focus on the Haarlem Declaration.
Okay.
And yeah, basically last year, I think there are 16 organizations across the countries, including Indonesia, also have participated in signing the petition, and it's still open. So yeah, we will be very happy if like people or like organization here also wants to join the Haarlem Declaration.
Yeah, I think it's very, very important what you are trying to do here, because the more people aware of how to use AI properly, especially with the copyright as well, so they will not. They will be more responsible for their work. And we are going to talk more about this later on.
It's so interesting. A lot of things to speak about for this AI, but don't go anywhere because we have to have another short break, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Starting Point, still with us, and we're still talking about AI. We're still in the human forms and not to be conquered by AI, because we have to be friends with AI, right?
And use AI as a tool for us, actually, right?
And especially as journalists. And here we are talking to Tora Sinaga from RNW Media, how AI can help journalists as well, like from the fact-checking, data searching. Obviously, it's very helpful, but not to take credits from the AI. We have to be mindful about that. And we would want to ask why AI an important conversation for journalists today, because it's also a dilemma for us. We know AI can be very helpful, but also it's still biased as well.
I mean, like, thank you, Baisha. I think we can all agree that recognize that AI technology right now, especially the generative AI, is actively and rapidly influencing, shaping, and basically digital media ecosystem. And it's a fact. Its influence also extends across all aspects of content, from like content creation, curation, recommendation, and like research as well. But basically, while it offers powerful tools, it also comes with serious concerns. Just have you stated before that some of the visible disruption that we have seen, for example, is bias and misinformation. We can see that the algorithm of AI can actually amplify the disinformation or like reinforce harmful stereotype if not carefully designed. And we know it's human nature to be quickly reacted to fear, or like something new, something very surprising. And AI tools can be used to create that, and like it actually evokes something in our emotion. And like the thing is, when we act out of fear, when we act out of shock, sometimes it's easy for us to share. So human can be also easily deceived with this content or like content produced by AI. So it actually extends the bias and misinformation from the production. And the thing is, after that, now we come to the loss of trust. I think now, as a journalist and also as a non-journalist people.
And we can see also parents and teachers
Parents,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like public.
Yeah, people questioning everything. Is this actually AI? Is this actually not? And like when journalists actually created content, sometimes now we can see the declining trust of like for journalists and media. People don't even maybe they still believe, but like the number is rapidly declining.
Or maybe huge questioning the media.
They
news.
question like, is this actually you reporting or just like you generated it through AI? Because that's the thing. And when people lost their trust to the media or like to the journalists, of course the impact will be like even more worse, right? Because who you need to trust right now if you cannot even trust the journalists or like the media makers that provide daily information to you. And of course, like with this, it also will affect the risk of like press freedom. Because in some contexts, we already see that AI tools are being weaponized for surveillance, censorship, and also narrative manipulation. And yeah, but we believe that for journalists, the conversation around AI is not just about new tools and about the impact. As we have mentioned in Haarlem Declaration before, we also need to, like when we talk about like AI, it should be guided by ethical and also human values. And basically, instead of like focusing on the technological and commercial use, we also need to involve underrepresented community or like people who can actually give more enriched perspective in the AI development. And that's why we come with like with the media press freedom in AI era campaign that we collaborate with Campaign ID because we want to collect or like we want to create a campaign that can empower women journalists, a group that often underrepresented in digital and AI-driven media spaces, and also bridge the AI innovation and also right-based journalism. Because especially in the topic of like gender or like information about like sexual reproductive health, right? Sometimes there's a lot of like misinformation. And we really hope that with this campaign, women journalists can also become like the pioneer to raise the discussion and the discourse about this topic. And again, of course, there is a global shift that people using AI. So with this campaign, we really hope as part of the workshop, we can introduce various techniques that can be used by women journalists, how they can use AI effectively in their work, and with this participatory model, because as I have stated before, we really believe in co-creation together. So we don't want to be like the sole sources, but we also want to involve these women journalists, especially in Indonesia, to get like new perspective and insight.
Okay, so we've heard also that this campaign, hashtag for a better world, aims to create safe spaces for social action for a better world. So how does this workshop reflect the campaign of media freedom in this AI era, and what's the RNW Media broader mission?
Yeah, I mean, like we can also look back again to Haarlem Declaration, as I have mentioned before, that when we talk about like AI, well, we need to be guided by ethical principle and human values. And yeah, we really hope that this collaboration in media freedom in AI era can also advance for good. With Campaign ID can advance the ethical, inclusive, and gender-sensitive journalism, particularly in the intersection of AI, journalism, and gender, because those are also some of the topics that we focus right now. And I think it's also like an important discourse right now, especially involving women journalists, hopefully, because we believe women can also become like a very good leader, and it has been proven.
Yeah, of course.
And involving women journalists here, hopefully it can also advancing for good and also enrich the press freedom and like the discourse on AI.
Yes, go for women
Women
journalists.
journalists.
Of course, that's
empowerment.
right.
So, okay, if we talk about women journalists, we've talked about journalism in the global stage as well, but how do you see Indonesian journalists will take away from this event?
Yeah, I mean, like in general, I think we can break it down to three. Hopefully, that's what I take at least from this workshop. Hopefully, first, we really hope that the women journalists that participate in this event can also get more knowledge about like practical AI tools, because in this workshop, in this upcoming workshop, all of the women journalists participating will get a masterclass session with RNW Media and RNTC. and some digital skill for ethical and effective reporting in the AI era. Hopefully they can also get a deeper understanding on like SRHR topic, because we will also involve our country lead program here from Right Here Right Now program to be participated as like facilitator, because they are focused on SRHR or like sexual reproductive health, right? So they can be like a good person to give an overview about that, and like hopefully it can enrich the women journalists. And of course the last one is, because this one is about like collaboration and community, we really hope that connecting with peers, other women journalists or like aspiring women journalists, and also mentors in a safe learning environment like RNW Media and also YGSI can bring confidence and the sense of community among the women journalists that participated here. So yeah, those three are the things that I hope can be taken by all of the women journalists that will participate in this campaign.
Yeah, it's like giving back, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's exciting because once again, AI is something new, and it will benefit all parties, I guess, to learn more about AI. So how can us journalists or media practitioner get involved with this campaign?
Yes, of course. So basically, the workshop will be held in the 3rd week or like 4th week of July. That's the plan right now. And yeah, of course, we really hope that all of the women journalists or like aspiring women journalists, not to despise you.
Like Aisyah.
Mas Sisko, yeah. Mbak Aisyah will be definitely welcome to join. Can also participate there. Campaign.id will also publish the information on their app. So yeah, you can keep in touch, and yeah, definitely if you got selected, and you will join the session, and after that we will not exactly like a competition, but we will ask all of the participants to create like a content or like a piece of content, piece of news, and we see which content is might be grant with follow-up mentorship with RNW Media and RNTC.
In Netherlands.
Right now, we can't promise anything, but definitely we can try.
Oh, okay. And so, we also want to know how long has RNW Media has been established and has been here to help us as well. Maybe we can take a step back there first, and then you can also explain to us the whole how RNW Media see as the future of journalism in AI era.
Yeah. RNW Media history has been taken back from the 75 years ago. It's established as like a Radio Netherlands world, and yeah, it also expand globally, where they have like headquarters in various countries, and yeah. But of course, we know that now everything is shifting to the digital, so radio also shifting to the digital. That's why RNW Media also shifting their focus from radio as traditional media and tap into the era of digital information. And right now, we also tap into AI, because like as a media organization, it's a must for us to be always adapting to the current trend, right? And yeah, right now we are focused on digital media, empowering people with the media viability and information integrity in AI. What I really hope, what we see as the future of journalism here, probably, again, I can look back to the Haarlem Declaration that AI must be ethical, inclusive, and right-based. As outlined in the Haarlem Declaration, journalists should lead the AI with transparency and also human oversight. Don't rely solely on AI, and commitment to the public interest. Because I think when we can tap into the public interest, it can also increase the trust. We can gain trust back from the people to see like, oh, journalism is actually one piece that we need in our life, you know. And yeah, basically AI should support, not replace, as we have agreed before. And independent journalism or like women journalists can also empower diverse voices and safeguard media freedom as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and I want to ask something. Maybe you can say personal, or from the perspective of someone is new to AI. Mas Tora is someone that is handling AI, or your world or your work is surrounding AI. I want your opinion. How far, or what's the guidance for AI to be used in journalism, and not just journalism, maybe in schools, in other sectors in our life? How do you see that? How far, and what's the guidance in your opinion?
That's an interesting question. For me, I think we should question ourselves. Like, of course, there is nothing wrong in using AI.
Yes.
People use AI every day right now. As a marketing manager, as I have mentioned or like shared with you before, I use AI to make my work more effective, automate some tasks. But of course, again, it really needs human oversight. We need to reflect: is this actually correct? Will this content or like will these tools might do some bias, and you also need to overcheck again. So that's the thing that I think it's really important. That we definitely can use AI. Again, it's here to exist. We just need to work and collaborate with it. But again, we should ask ourselves how we can use it responsibly and ethically. Because not only about like misinformation or bias, but also again the carbon footprint. Like how often we should use it. If we can use it manually, or like there is alternative option, more green or like greener option, we definitely can also use that. So yeah.
So yeah, it's we can say AI is here to help us, not to replace us. Some of the people are afraid to be replaced by AI, but in this field, especially in journalism, I don't think that, I don't know, but I think AI to replace fully journalism is
still a long way, or like it's challenging.
Even though there are already like AI generated news anchor or news presenter just to deliver like the traffic, but it's fact based. Not to have like insights or opinions, or especially the human touch for breaking news or what is happening.
Because behind those AI generated, maybe you can say news anchors or news announcers in radios, right? It's still us humans who gather the facts, who maybe you can say input the news there.
The prompt.
So the prompt. Exactly. So what I can say that if you hope that AI can 100% do the things for you, I think it's a false perception, I guess.
Indeed.
Because we still have to, the prompt is from us, the fact gathering is us. So yeah, that is something you have to highlight, that if you use AI to, or maybe your perspective is AI to 100% take your job, it's very false perspective, I guess. So how do you see the future of AI in the next years?
And how RNW Media tap into that?
I mean, like AI is definitely getting better and better, especially in generative AI, as you maybe have seen. The news anchor or like content creators right now, there's a lot of like AI generated content creators or like influencers. But we believe that at the core, as human, we still like human interaction. Even right now, we can actually notice like when everything is too polished, we just like start questioning like, is this actually AI? Is this actually not? And like you're actually questioning if you want to consume content generated by AI. And now there's also a lot of like discourse that this technological platform like Meta or like Alphabet, like Google on like Open AI, also need to be what's the word, like need to be responsible for anything that they produce. So that's why we also need to, as organization, RNW Media also work to ensure this technological company can do their project or like their work responsibly. We need to keep them accountable of all of everything that they use, because we can say that they use us as sources to train their AI machine, and we also need to question or like to keep them accountable, so we can also live in a better world, for a better world.
For a better world.
For a
Hashtag
better
for
world.
a better world.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Tora Sinaga, because unfortunately we are limited by time. So what you said is actually we have to highlight that.
Yes.
Don't replace ourselves with AI. We have to always question something that is produced by AI, because it's also us that made them. We trained them to know.
Indeed.
to know things better, right?
Yeah.
So we have to question and also, make it's
Be
for the
friends.
sake of be friends
Be
with
friends
them.
with
Use
AI.
it for a tool for the sake of a better
Yes,
world.
Yeah.
be friends with AI and use it wisely. And it's very good that you have shared your insights from RNW Media as well, how you work hand in hand with the organizations and the communities as well. As we know, the government in Indonesia also have put AI as one of the subject in the curriculum.
Yeah.
So I think we as the nation should be ready for the change
Indeed.
Yeah.
and move forward with the technology.
Indeed.
As long as we are wise enough
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
we're
use
aware
it.
of that.
Yes. Okay, so we have to end this very exciting and interesting topic.
Thank you very much once
discussion.
again,
Of course, it's
Tora
a pleasure.
Sinaga, marketing manager from RNW Media.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So that ends today's
Yeah.
dialogue on Starting Point. I'm Sesko Satrio.
And I'm Aisyah Fabian.